Welcome to PropTech Pulse, the podcast that takes the pulse of prop technology in multifamily. I'm your host, Shelly Robinson, and each week we'll be diving deep into innovations, challenges, and the future of work in property technology and multifamily. From AI-driven property management to blockchain and real estate, we're here to explore how technology is reshaping the way we live, work, and invest in multifamily communities. Whether you're a property manager, a tech entrepreneur, an executive, or even simply curious about the future of living spaces, PropTech Pulse is your weekly dose of insights and inspiration. So let's sync our rhythms and get on with the show. It's time to take the pulse. Joining me today is Joseph Schwartz, co-founder and CEO of Assurified. Joe is a tech industry veteran who's leading the charge in redefining how rental housing owners and operators tackle risk. Assurified is at the forefront of turning risk management from a cost burden into a strategic advantage. Joe, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Shelley. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to share some insights with you and your audience.
Well, let's kick things off. Can you share your journey into the intersection of risk management and property technology with us?
Absolutely. But Shelley, before I dive into my journey, I think it's important to start with what we mean by risk management, because it's evolved so much in recent years. At its core, risk management in real estate isn't just about buying insurance policies. It's about protecting and maximizing the value of your assets through a holistic approach to identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks. Looking at my own path into this space, what really drew me in was seeing how technology could transform the traditional reactive approach to risk management into something much more proactive and value-adding. In the rental housing sector, we're dealing with an incredibly complex web of risks, everything from physical property risks to market risks, operational risks, and emerging challenges like climate change and cybersecurity. What I found fascinating was that while the industry was rapidly adopting technology in areas like property management and leasing, risk management was still stuck in these siloed manual processes. And that gap between what was possible with modern technology and what the industry was actually doing, that's what inspired me to focus on bringing these two worlds together. At Assurified, we're really passionate about helping rental housing owners and operators turn risk management from a cost center into a strategic advantage. The industry is facing unprecedented challenges, rising insurance costs, expanding regulatory requirements, evolving tenant expectations, and the old ways of managing risk just aren't cutting it anymore. What's really exciting about where we are now is that we have the technology to not just manage risks better, but to actually transform them into opportunities for growth and value creation. And that's what gets me excited about coming to work every day, helping our industry navigate these challenges and come out stronger on the other side.
That's really an exciting problem to tackle. So what are the top 3 ways you see technology transforming risk assessment and risk management into the real estate sector over the next 5 years?
I see 3 major transformations happening, and they're going to fundamentally change how we think about risk in real estate. First, AI and predictive analytics. Gone are the days of relying solely on historical data and gut feelings. Today's AI systems can analyze millions of data points in real time, everything from property conditions to market trends to weather patterns to predict potential risks before they materialize. Now, this isn't just making us more proactive. It's helping properties secure better insurance terms and optimize their total cost of risk. Second is integration of IoT sensors and real-time monitoring. This is a really exciting area. Yeah. Imagine having a constant pulse on every critical system in your building, from water leaks to HVAC performance to security systems. We're moving from annual inspections to continuous real-time risk monitoring. This means property managers can address issues before they become costly problems, and insurers can often offer more competitive rates because they have better visibility into how properties are actually being managed.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the democratization of risk data, that's a really important factor. We're seeing the emergence of platforms that can integrate data from multiple sources, property management systems, insurance carriers, public records, environmental databases, and turn it into actionable insights that everyone in the organization can understand and use. This is breaking down the traditional silos between property operations, risk management, and asset management. But here's what's really interesting. These aren't just technological changes. They're fundamentally changing how rental housing operators think about risk. Instead of seeing risk management as a necessary evil or cost center, forward-thinking organizations are using these technologies to create competitive advantages and drive NOI growth.
NOI growth is on every owner and operator's mind. It is incredibly challenged right now. So on that note, how do you see the relationship between property managers, insurers, and technology providers evolving in this space?
Shelley, this is a crucial question because we're witnessing a real paradigm shift in how these relationships work. Historically, these were very transactional relationships. Property managers dealt with insurers once a year at renewal time, and technology providers were often kept at arm's length. But what we're seeing now is the emergence of what I call the connected risk ecosystem. Property managers, insurers, and tech providers are becoming true partners, sharing data and insights in real time. For example, when a property implements new risk mitigation technology, that information can be immediately shared with insurers, potentially leading to premium reductions or better coverage terms. What's really driving this evolution is the recognition that everyone benefits from better risk data and more proactive risk management. Property managers get better operational insights and lower costs. Insurers can price risks more accurately and reduce their losses. And technology providers can continue innovating and developing solutions that address real-world needs. But there's a challenge here too, Shelley. It requires all parties to embrace transparency and collaboration in ways they haven't before. It means breaking down traditional barriers and being willing to share data and insights. The properties that are doing well are seeing remarkable results. Those that are doing this well are lowering insurance costs, better operational efficiency, and stronger relationships with their insurance partners.
Wow, that's actually really incredible. So what's currently the biggest blind spot in property risk assessment that technology could address in this particular risk arena?
When I talk to property owners and operators, there's one challenge that comes up consistently: the inability to see the complete risk picture of their portfolio in real time. It's what I call the fragmentation problem. Think about it. Most properties have data scattered across multiple systems. That includes property management software, maintenance records, insurance policies, claims histories, paper documents, otherwise known as unstructured data.
Yeah.
When you're trying to make critical decisions about risk mitigation or insurance coverage, having this fragmented view, well, it's like trying to put together a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Absolutely.
But what's really interesting, this blind spot isn't just about data consolidation. It's about turning that data into actionable insights. For example, we're seeing AI and machine learning now being able to analyze patterns across properties to identify risk factors that humans might miss. Here, a simple example: correlating maintenance requests with claim histories to predict future losses.
Oh, yeah.
The technology exists to solve this, but it requires a shift in how we think about risk data. It's not just about collecting information, it's about creating a single source of truth that everyone in the organization, in the ecosystem for that matter, can use to make better decisions.
Wow, that's really incredible. And it's so true on disparate and data across systems. So can you walk us through how AI and machine learning are revolutionizing this property risk evaluation?
Well, again, a really practical example that brings this to life is, traditionally risk assessment was like taking a snapshot of a property once a year, historical claims, basic property characteristics, and maybe do an annual inspection. But AI and machine learning have transformed this into a more continuous, almost like a movie, rather than a snapshot. Modern AI systems can now analyze real-time data from IoT sensors and building systems, process unstructured data from maintenance records and tenant communications, compare performance across similar properties in your portfolio, factor in external data like weather patterns and demographic trends. But here's what's really game-changing. These systems get smarter over time. They learn from each property's unique patterns and history. For instance, they might notice that certain Maintenance issues, if left unaddressed, tend to lead to specific types of claims, or they might identify correlations between tenant complaints and future liability risks. This isn't just theoretical. We're seeing properties reduce their loss ratios by 20 to 30% by using these predictive insights to guide their risk mitigation strategies. And insurers can start taking notice, often being between the terms of properties that can demonstrate this kinds of data and risk management approach. Giving those better terms, the more proactive and the more integrated the properties are with this type of data.
That's really powerful and impactful to the bottom line. So how is technology helping balance risk mitigation with operational efficiency with the rental housing properties?
Well, Shelley, this is really where the rubber meets the road in terms of practical value for property managers. The key here is automation and integration. Think about how much time property teams traditionally spend on risk-related tasks: inspections, documentation, claims processing, certificate of insurance tracking. It's enormous. Modern risk management platforms are automating many of these routine tasks, but they're doing something even more valuable. They're turning risk management into a driver of operational efficiency rather than just another compliance requirement. Let me give you a concrete example. One of our clients implemented a platform that integrates their property management system with their risk management tools. Now, when a maintenance request comes in, the system automatically assesses whether it's a potential risk factor, prioritizes it accordingly, and even suggests preventative measures based on historical data. This not only reduces their risk exposure, Shelley, but also helps their maintenance team work more efficiently. The real breakthrough is that we're finally able to demonstrate the ROI of risk management in terms that matter to property operators: reduced operating costs, improved NOI, and enhanced asset value. When you can show that proactive risk management actually improves the bottom line, it changes the whole conversation about resource allocation and investment in risk mitigation.
It's really connecting the dots across the whole life cycle of the organization and those different siloed departments that tend to kind of look at things separately in the industry. So that's really powerful. So what's one risk management technology you think every property manager should be using?
Shelley, without a doubt, it's integrated IoT sensor systems connected to a smart analytics platform. But, and this is crucial, not just for monitoring. The real value comes when these systems are tied to automated response protocols. For example, water sensors that just don't detect leaks but automatically shut off the water and alert the right people in real time. This kind of technology typically pays for itself within the first year just in prevented losses, not to mention the operational efficiencies it creates.
Yeah, that's actually really powerful. And I've seen that in action in the industry. On that as well, name a risk management trend you think is overhyped.
Shelley, I'd say the idea that AI alone can solve all your risk management challenges. Don't get me wrong, AI is transformative, but it's not a magic bullet. The most successful implementations we've seen combine AI with human expertise and strong operational processes. It's about augmenting human decision-making, not replacing it entirely.
Yeah, that's actually so true. Well, then on that same note, what's your bold prediction for property risk management by the year 2030? I always like to look in the future.
All right. Now, are you gonna call me back in 2030 on this? Because
totally gonna call you back.
This could be a no-win, but I'll give it a shot. By 2030, I believe we'll see a complete inversion of the traditional insurance model in real estate. Instead of buying generic coverage and hoping for the best, properties and their operators will effectively be selling their risk profile to insurers, backed by real-time data and predictive analytics. This will lead to much more dynamic, performance-based pricing and coverage that adapts in real time to how well properties are actually managing their risks.
That's a really bold prediction. I love that. So on that same note too, then if you could solve instantly one risk-related challenge in real estate with technology, what would that be?
It would be creating true interoperability between all the different systems and stakeholders involved in risk management. The technology exists, but we're still fighting with data silos and incompatible systems. Solving this would unlock enormous value. Imagine if property management systems, insurance platforms, IoT devices, and risk analytics could all communicate seamlessly and in real time. That's the key to truly proactive risk management.
Yeah, that is key. What advice would you give to property professionals looking to modernize their risk management approach through technology?
Well, I'm a firm believer when it comes to taking any non-trivial journey that one should start with the end in mind, but take incremental steps. First, get clear on what success looks like for your organization. Is it reducing insurance costs, improving operational efficiency, enhancing asset value? Then begin with one area where you can demonstrate quick wins. Maybe it's automating certificate of insurance tracking or implementing predictive maintenance analytics. But here's the key. Make sure whatever technology you choose can scale and integrate with your other systems as you grow. The goal isn't just to digitize your existing processes. It's to transform how you think about and manage risk across your entire portfolio. Most importantly, involve your operational teams in the decision-making process. They're the ones who are going to be using these tools day to day, and their buy-in is crucial for successful implementation.
That is so incredibly true and really thoughtful, Joe. So, thank you so much for sharing your insights today. It's really clear that this intersection of risk management and technology holds incredible potential for transforming how rental housing owners and operators approach challenges and opportunities in this space. And there are challenges, and I think you're hitting on all of them just like right in the center. So for our listeners, if you'd like to learn more about Assurified and the innovative work that they're doing, visit assurified.com or follow them on LinkedIn. And Joe, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Shelley. It's been great to be here.
Really appreciate it. Have a good one and happy holidays.
You too.
And that wraps up another episode of PropTech Pulse. I hope this conversation has given you valuable insights and perhaps even sparked some ideas for your own PropTech journey. Remember, the future of multifamily is being written right now with every technological advance and innovative solution. So stay curious, stay connected, and keep your finger on the pulse of PropTech. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to PropTech Pulse on your favorite podcast platform and share this along with your colleagues. You can also find us on social media for bite-sized insights and updates. I'm Shelley Robinson, and until next time, let's keep innovating, disrupting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in PropTech and multifamily. Let's build it together.